sledgehammer's job is to break what it hits. I have my words.
What's going on, guys? Just taking you through the final couple weeks of lifting here before the meet. As of today, doing this voiceover, I'm about 8 days out, so pretty much all the training is done. I got one more light upper body day to do, but nothing too serious. Just getting some work in and making sure everything stays smooth and stays intact. So just kind of going through the last couple weeks, and as you get closer to a meet, you start to reflect on a lot of the training that went into it, and a lot of the things that you start to think about, typically is what you could have done to make things better, or how things could have gone better, but for me, this training cycle, everything went really smooth. I was really happy with the weights I picked for each day, being able to hit them. I only missed one weight, and that was mainly due to an injury, and did some rehab work the week after that, and everything felt really good. So you're gonna have little setbacks like that throughout the training cycle. It's just about minimizing them and setting realistic numbers and realistic goals within your training, and knowing your limits and kind of pushing them, but obviously listening to your body as well. And you don't want to set numbers up that are just unattainable, because you let your ego dictate what you're going to do in training. And you see that a lot. You see people go into meets and they do certain types of training styles, and they don't really know what to expect because they've never handled the weight, or they've never done the competition lifts enough time to know what to expect. So they set these unrealistic goals, unrealistic expectations, and that's when you see a lot of people going 4 for 9 or 5 for 9 at meets, and not hitting the numbers that they set for themselves. And I think when you set up your training cycle and you set up your plan, that based on the reps you're hitting with the competition style stuff and the way the off season went, you should have a pretty good realistic understanding of what you should be able to do in training if things are right. And I think that just has a lot to do with trial and error, and actually knowing the premise of what a actual peak program is, and knowing what a program is, and knowing how to implement it, and knowing how to do the right things to get you ready for a contest. And I think coming out here and training with these guys and learning a lot from Chris, and getting a lot of work done with Dr. Dean, who is a chiropractor up here, helping just with a lot of movement patterns and a lot of bracing and breathing. And then obviously getting to train with Doyle and Chris and all these guys that are, I'm the weakest one in the team now, so it's very humbling, and it definitely gets you to really push yourself in training. And you don't want to be the one that's holding people back. You want to be the one that can carry your own weight and do the things that you need to do. And being the new guy at the gym is definitely a kind of a proven ground, and being the weak one at the gym is always a proven ground. You always want to be able to kind of get in there and hang with everyone and do the best you can and not slow up their progress. And I think with the help of these guys, I was able to do a lot of really good things over the last 2 to 3 months of this training cycle. I didn't really have anything go wrong. Besides I did pull my hamstring and I did get sick for a little bit, but nothing really set me back. I adjusted my training accordingly and just moved on, because I don't really remember the last time I've ever had a training cycle where everything went perfect and everything went smooth, and I was I had a 100% training cycle. But I can say that this is the best I've ever felt going into a meet, and this is the most confident I've ever felt going into the meet. This is by far the strongest I've ever been going into a meet. And I think setting up a good off-season plan and having a good plan. I knew I was doing this meet at the end of at the beginning of November, right after Worlds. So, from November all the way until the end of April, I had a plan set up in place, and I followed it to a T. and not really having any type of deviations or any type of hindrances within that plan. And I think that helps a lot. I think a lot of people, they can get very sidetracked very easily with what they're trying to accomplish and what they're trying to do, because they don't either have a lot of confidence in what they're doing, or they kind of let other people dictate it to a certain degree. And if you trust the process and you trust what you're doing, then you definitely just want to set up a good game plan and follow it. And I know for me, I took a lot away from this training cycle, and I'll talk about that in another video. And moving forward, I have a lot to grow from, and I have a lot to improve on. So it's very encouraging to know that I'm at the strongest I've ever been, with a lot of room to improve and grow. And I think as a lifter, you're always trying to find better ways to improve. Once you feel like you've learned everything you can and you have it all figured out, is when you start to stall. And I know you see the best lifters, they'll continue to find other outlets to learn, they'll continue to push themselves, and they'll continue to grow. And you see them hitting things that you probably never thought was possible, because they've pushed those limits and they found the right people to surround themselves with and to talk to and to learn from. And I think moving around and getting to train with the people that I've gotten to train with has been a real blessing, and it's really helped me evolve as a lifter and as a coach. So just wanted to share that with you guys, share some of my training. My best lifts for this training cycle was a 512 bench, 751 squat, and a 661 deadlift. So really excited to see what the meet brings, and definitely do a meet video for you guys, and hopefully get some good videos of everyone else lifting at the meet. And just really excited to get down there and chase after the numbers I have in mind. I always appreciate it, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, take care.